Hey everybody, Jesse with Survival Summit. I got big news for you guys. We are giving away a fully loaded, fully stocked bug out bag. Some call it a bug out bag, some call it a get home bag, some call it an inch bag. The point is this bag has all your needs for a good period of time. If you need to get home, if you need to get to your alternate location, this is going to cover shelter, fire, water, food, signaling, navigation, a little bit of first aid, and tools, including a compact saw as well as a knife. Now, let's get into the differences, because in this giveaway, which is going to end, by the way, at the end of October, the day of Halloween, that's when the giveaway is going to end. So get your entry in. Depending on what platform you're watching this, you can enter using the link in the comments or the link in our bio. Now, you're going to have your choice between the Red Rock Outdoor Gear Urban Assault Pack, which I believe is a 28-liter pack, or the new 511 Covert 18 2.0, which I believe is a 32-liter pack, a little bit more room. Now, before we get into the gear that you guys could win, I want to talk a little bit about the packs. The Red Rock gear, this is fully stocked, but there's still a little bit of room. So it's a little bit smaller of a pack than the Covert 18, but there's plenty of room in there for everything that's there. The only difference is the side pockets on this pack are not quite stretchable enough to get something like the Grail GeoPress or a stainless steel bottle and cup set into these side pockets. On the Covert 18, they're stretchy enough where you could put your Grail on one side and your stainless steel bottle set on the other side, including the bottle, the cup, the cover, everything should fit in here just fine. I've tested it out already. Now, let's break into what exactly is in this pack. Oh, before we do that, you can also put a water bladder in here, in the back of this one, as well as the back of this one. Now, let's get into the gear. Start off with the front pockets. In here, I have the mini first aid kit. This is essentially a small first aid kit that's going to cover bandages, knuckle bandages, wound closure strips, very basic first aid. You're still going to want to carry a regular CAT tourniquet or another TCCC approved type tourniquet, as well as an Israeli presser dressing and things like that it should be in a trauma kit. But this is just a basic first aid kit. Next in the pack, there's 100 feet of 550 paracord, and there's also a 1/4 pound spool of number 36 twisted tarred bank line. This stuff is pretty amazing. It holds knots super tight, and it can be used in a lot of places where you don't necessarily need paracord when setting up shelters or fishing and a lot of other applications. Getting into a little bit of navigation, we have the Sun2 MC2 compass. This is a 1/25th scale, which is what you're typically going to want to use with a topo map. It also comes with the Tough Mechanical Pencil by Write in the Rain, as well as one of my favorites, the Write in the Rain notebook with waterproof paper. This isn't going to get smudged. Everything you do on here is perfectly waterproof. I really love these. These are pretty amazing. Now, also in the same pouch, I put all the fire gear. So let's just yank all that out real quick. All right, first up, the Mini Inferno. These are great tinder sources made by Pathfinder, Self-Reliance Outfitters. I always try to keep some of these in every pack, as well as stormproof matches. These are excellent stormproof matches. They will light underwater, kind of like the Titans do. Also, fire tabs. Now, a lot of the old school guys, and there's nothing wrong with this, like to carry cotton balls with Vaseline. That's messy. It takes up a little bit more space. These fire tabs are essentially a specially treated cotton that is completely dry, completely waterproof, and so much more compact. You could get multiple fires out of each one, and this is going to produce far more fires than cotton balls and Vaseline. This is basically the future of cotton balls and Vaseline. Now, one of my personal favorites, fatwood shavings. Some people call it lighter knot, lighter pine, depends on where you live, depends on which area you're in, but fatwood is an amazing source to get a fire started very easily. One thing that's not in this pack is a standard Bic lighter. You're going to want a Bic lighter as your primary fire source pretty much wherever you go. This here is a Craftig. This one is a 5-inch Craftig ferro rod. This is actually one of the best ferro rods that I have ever used. It's super soft, but not too soft, and it throws insane sparks. It's really an amazing piece of gear. Since it's already on the side, this here is the Silky Pocket Boy. You can get the Gom Boy, which is a little bit bigger. You can get the Outback version of either of these as well. But this Pocket Boy is what comes in this giveaway, and this is an amazing saw. It really is. You're not going to find a better saw, in my opinion, than the Silky saws. All right. Now, see this pocket here? There's a lot of room in here. So this bag may look small, but you could still fit more gear in here. This is a Viz headlamp. This is not the Viz Tactical where you can have a bunch of different colors. This is the standard Viz, but this is a really great headlamp, and I love it. It's pretty amazing. Batteries that come with it. Now, not everyone in their get home bag is going to want to keep fishing gear, but in my opinion, this pack is not just a bug out bag. It's not a get home bag. It's a pack that I would carry with me, that I do carry with me, not this particular pack, but that I carry with me everywhere I go, because I don't know what situation is going to happen where I am at any given moment. I have no idea what's going to happen. So just in case, as a backup plan, I like to keep this fishing and hunting boss in the pack. This is going to have everything you need for fishing. It's got a slingshot. It's got a lot of miscellaneous gear. Again, you're probably not going to use this. You should have cache locations with extra food and water, depending on your PACE plan. For those of you who don't know, PACE stands for Primary, Alternate, Contingency, and Emergency. PACE planning can really be used in all types of emergency preparedness planning, and you should be using it. You should have alternates. You should have contingencies, no matter what your plan is. So that is the Boss Fishing and Hunting Kit. Now, you're going to want signaling as well. So in this giveaway, we're giving away the Signaling Mini Boss Kit. This is going to have a signal mirror, a signal whistle, some signal ribbon, reflective tacks, mini glow sticks, some chalk. There's a lot of items in this mini signaling kit. Could you get a much more robust signaling kit? Of course you could. Could you get smoke canisters? There's a lot of different things you could add to your pack. That really just depends on you. Next up, everyone's favorite, the knife. This particular knife is a Tops Bob. This is a Brothers of Bushcraft knife that Tops has their specialized Scandi grind, and it's got a nice coating, partial coating, with a micarta handle. This is an amazing knife that'll serve you very well in the field for pretty much anything you need to do in any type of survival situation. This is a pretty amazing knife. I myself am partial to the Mora Garberg with the leather sheath. That's my favorite knife. But man, if I was going to carry one other than the Garberg, this would probably be it. It also comes with a fire starter, as well as an emergency whistle, so another way to signal. Now, let's get into the meat of the pack. This is where you're going to find, in the center, in the main compartment, is where I put all the items for shelter, as well as water. First up, this is the Snug Pack SF Bivy. This bivy sack it's really amazing. It's basically a sleeping bag cover that you could use as a standalone. You could also, there's just so many things you can do with the SF Bivy, and it's super compact. It's insanely light. It's just a remarkable piece of gear. Staying along the lines of shelter, this is a Miltech poncho. Now, these are made to mimic the old school military ponchos, where they have grommets down on each end, and they also have snaps. So you could take two of these and you could make yourself a hobo shelter if you didn't have a tarp. So these Miltech ponchos are probably, aside from Helicon ponchos, these are probably some of the best that I've run into without having to go on eBay and purchase, old school military ponchos that may not be in good shape. Sometimes you buy them and they smell disgusting. They're not up to par. So Miltech, I think, has really come up with a great product in terms of ponchos. So this is it's very compactable. It's very light. This is They call it an emergency blanket, but can also use as emergency tarp because it's completely waterproof. And it also has the reflective on the inside. So if you need to use this reflector as a blanket, or you want to put it as your shelter or your tarp, and you have a fire going, this will reflect the heat back on you to keep you warm. There's a lot of different applications for this. I think this is a 7x6 or a 7x5. So this is really a pretty decent tarp for what you're gonna need it for. You could even use it as a ground cover if you wanted to. But this is a lot easier way to carry a nice tarp without having to worry about upgrading into a much larger bag. Now, this is one of my personal favorites. These are SOS emergency rations. This is 3,600 calories. It's a little bit heavy. If you didn't have this in the pack, you'd probably be sub 14 pounds. But a lot of people will say, hey, I can go 3 weeks. I don't need food. What do I need food for? Well, have you ever been on the move? Have you ever been hiking a long distance? You can get pretty weak pretty fast. You're gonna wanna keep the calories in, and these SOS emergency rations are a great way to do it. They're not gonna freeze, they're not gonna get too hot, you don't need water, you can eat them as is. So I'm a fan, I'm partial to these. Now, one of my favorites, water filtration. First, we'll start off with the Sawyer Mini. Now, the Sawyer Mini or the Sawyer Micro Squeeze are both excellent water filters. If you keep this back flushed, which is what this plunger is for, they say these can go up to 100,000 gallons. So this, in theory, could be a lifetime filter. Now, I've never owned one for an entire lifetime that I've used. I don't have any way to prove it, but Sawyer is a trusted brand. They're a great company. They've done a ton of testing. The other thing I like about this is it's so small and compact. You don't have to carry this squeeze system with you. You can drink directly from the water source, but this is a great way. You fill this up, connect this, and you drink from the pouch just by squeezing. So I love the Sawyer Mini, and I love the Sawyer Micro Squeeze even more than I love the Mini. This is the straw that comes with it. Now, this is the Grail GeoPress. This is my absolute top of the line favorite water filter on the market. I don't think there's one that's better. Now, this is a very simple system. You're gonna fill up this cup in the water source. I like to use a shemagh to make sure that a lot of contaminants don't get out there, don't get in here, to make it, make your filter more dirty. So I fill this up with a shemagh to make sure nothing gets in there. And then you're basically gonna press. Now, when you press this down, it takes about 8 seconds to go through the filter to have drinkable water. You have to remember, unscrew the cap, because there's no airflow. It'll be super hard to push down if you don't unscrew this first. So once you get your water, you push down for 8 seconds. It won't be that easy, obviously, because there's water in there. So it'll take you anywhere from 6 to 8 seconds. These filters are good for, I believe, around 270 gallons. I love this. This will also, the difference between the Sawyer Mini will filter out bacteria, but it will not filter out viruses. The Grail GeoPress will filter out bacteria as well as viruses, and it will improve taste based on the activated charcoal. Now, let's say it's winter time. I'm not going to carry the Grail in the winter if it's been used, because I don't want it to go through the freeze-thaw cycle and destroy the filter. I will sometimes carry the Sawyer Mini in the winter because I can put it in my front pocket and keep it warm with my body heat in that area, so I don't have to worry about the freeze-thaw. But my main go-to is a stainless steel, single wall stainless steel bottle and cup set. This one by Pathfinder, it's impossible to beat. You have the 32-ounce cup, which just so happens to be the same exact size that you can use water purification tablets, because the military used to do, I believe it's 32 ounces per tablet. It also comes with the cup with some nice bat wing handles, and it has a cover. So being able to nest in itself like that, you have an excellent, this is the go-to. This should be, without wasting filters, if I'm out in the field, I'm gonna wanna use this stainless steel for everything. I'm gonna wanna boil all of my water, so I'm not wasting my filters if I don't have to. And in the winter, this is gonna be perfect. So, these are all the items that are part of this giveaway. This is about an $1,100 total value, total retail value. If you go with the Red Rock pack, I believe it's around $1,050. If you go with the Covert 18, it's a little bit over $1,100 total value. And this giveaway will be ending on Halloween. Now, the other big news is we have a brand new product on our website right now. It's called the Build Your Own Bug Out Bag. You're going to be able to go on our website right now today and pick as your base one of these two gray man type packs, and you're going to be able to add whatever you want from every category. You're going to have options for shelter, fire, water, food, navigation, signaling, knives, tools. You're going to be able to put together your own pack the way that you want it and customize it and get a discount in the process. So if you guys are looking to build your own bug out bag, now you can do that on thesurvivalsummit.com, and we'll be announcing the winner on Halloween for the giveaway. But in the meantime, if you want to build your own bug out bag, go do it. Go click on the link in the comments or the link in our bio and build your own bug out bag.